Hello, Darren the Magic Ghostbuster here to show off some merch from Ghostbusters Day 2025. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't make it to the firehouse this year. Did go for the 40th, but my good friend Chris did manage to pick me some stuff up, and I've got a few other bits coming from some other friends as well, which I'll talk about in a minute. But like I said, unfortunately, couldn't go this year. Just life got in the way. I've got a lot going on at the moment, which is why, if you watch my videos regularly, you'll notice I've not been posting much regularly. We'll be getting back to normal soon, hopefully. It's just lots going on. But anyway, that's for another time. Let's talk about what Chris very kindly picked up for me. So, first thing was this newspaper for whoyougonnacall.org, which is like a database of all the Ghostbusters franchises around the world, which I actually forgot to submit mine to, so I'm not in here. But loads of cool adverts in here as well. I'll just go through the whole paper. And I knew this was going to be a thing they're giving away, but I thought it was just going to be like literally like one sort of folded sheet. I didn't realise it was going to be like almost, you know, like a full paper, which is really cool. But there's a schedule of everything that was going on at the firehouse and lots of different articles. And then if we go through, so lots of cool stuff just throughout, really. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, I need to submit mine. Obviously UK based. Never got around to it. And then advert for the Ghostbusters Give Back thing that has been announced. Advert for Ghostbusters Tours New York, and then there's a list of all the franchises. So yeah, it's a really really cool newspaper, and they were giving these away. Yeah, which really nice, and I'm amazed it actually made it over to me, to be honest, considering what the weather was like that they had over there. So yeah, next thing was something I actually intended to pick up last year, which is the Alessi Brothers CD, which is Saving the Day, every version there is or ever was. And they were selling this last year, and I just completely forgot to get it, because the way they set it up last year was when we went into, I mean, we lined up quite early for the merchandise and the autographs, which was in the same area last year. From what I understand, they were separate this year. But last year, like I said, we lined up early. We went in, and the Alessi brothers are outside playing, so we actually missed them playing as well. And they were obviously selling their CD separate somewhere else. And by the time I came out, I kind of forgot about it. So yeah, so he very kindly picked that up for me, which was nice. And then Ghostbusters Day, the album. So very nice CD as well. I asked him to get that, and that has a song by the Alessi brothers, and it was the Mad Splatter, if I remember right. I don't know the Mad Splatter, but I believe they performed at Ghostbusters Day. Yeah, so you got Ghostbusters Day, the song, performed by the Alessi brothers. Party of Slime, performed by the Mad Splatter. And then Ghosts Are Thriving, it's Ghostbusters Day, performed by the Alessi brothers. So yeah, very cool, and good songs as well. So I'm not going to play them on this video or anything, because it's not my place to. But I'm sure you can find them online somewhere, or buy the CD. Next up is a Ladder 8 license plate, which is very nice. So they also did a patch of this design. So this was like their main design for the year, and I completely forgot to get Chris to buy me the patch. So I've got my friend, a couple of friends, because they sell whatever's left online after. So my friend James has arranged to order us a few bits. So a couple of the others wanted coins and so on, and I wanted the patch. And also there's a Ghostbusters Day pamphlet signed by the Alessi brothers, and I've got that coming as well. But yeah, very nice Ladder 8 license plate. And then the coin. Very nice. They did a coin last year for the 40th. I'm going to be completely honest. Obviously, the 40th was absolutely rammed last year. You know, crazy. And they did a lot of good merch for it, including the 40th coin. And I kind of thought like the 41st wouldn't have been as big, and they might not go as crazy on the merchandise, but they did. And by all accounts, still a massive success, which is fantastic to hear. Yeah, but very nice coins. Let me just hold it up. Hopefully the camera will go into focus so you can have a good look at that. Otherwise I'm going to have to insert a picture. There we go. And then if we turn it round, it's got a nice 5 on it for obviously the 5th time that they've done Ghostbusters Day at the firehouse. So yeah, very nice. And Ghostbusters Day, even though Ghostbusters Day is on the 8th of June, it always will be, that's not changing. There was a bit of confusion because they celebrated it on the 7th, which was a Saturday. They obviously do it on the nearest Saturday to Ghostbusters Day because, you know, next year Ghostbusters Day itself is on a Monday. And whilst they haven't announced the dates for next year, I would assume they will hold it on the Saturday, which would be the 6th, because it just makes sense, you know, because people have work and all that sort of stuff. But I could be wrong, you know. I said that, and now they're going to announce it for the Monday. And then the other thing, this wasn't for sale. This was something that's rep from Sony was handing out, which is a Ghostbusters Day patch, and I believe they were handing these out at the Yes Have Some party. I don't know if they're handing them out at the actual firehouse. I can't remember. But yeah, very, very nice patch off the firehouse as well. So yeah, like I said, I've got those bits coming. Now the Hook and Ladder themselves do a t-shirt, Ghostbusters Day t-shirt. So I got one last year. And again, I forgot to ask Chris to get me that. I just completely forgot about it. And obviously with these things being cash only, you know, you only take so much cash to this thing. So it's not like you could have put extras on credit cards and all that. But luckily my good friend John actually bought a spare just as a backup, which he is very, very kindly said I can have. So very nice and great to have good friends, really is. But yeah, I must admit I was a little sad not to be there this year. I was probably understating it. I really wish I could have went. Like I said, I just couldn't because of life situation, money, all that sort of stuff, you know, just getting in the way. But I do hope that I'll be able to go next year. Obviously I can't say for sure at the moment, but I would really like to. The real question for me is, do I turn up as Ghostbuster or Vigo? I was actually very surprised last year how many people recognised me as Vigo, and I hadn't even been doing it that long at that point. Yeah, so yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that. But anyway, let's just a quick look at the Ghostbusters merch from Ghostbusters Day. Let me know if you attended and what you thought of it. Obviously, they announced several things. So there was the give back thing, which, you know, I think is great. There's been some negativity about it not being international. It is only an American thing, which is a shame because, you know, I can speak from personal experience that us Ghostbusters groups do a lot of charity work here in the UK. My own group has certainly raised a lot ourselves. But there's a couple of things, little minor things that I had thoughts on. That was I'm not really a fan of actually just bragging about how much money I've earned for charity. To me, that kind of defeats the point of it. You know, I do it because I want to. I don't really want to then go, oh, look, I've just raised £5,000 for this or whatever. Which is what this thing is obviously about. You know, it's almost a competition, and I guess that brings my other fear with it. Really, is everyone going to play nice? You know, and I worry that it might become a bit of a, I don't know. Competition can sometimes bring out the worst in people. So just a little concern. I very much hope I'm wrong on that, and I hope everyone plays nice, supports each other, because ultimately the winner at the end of the day is the charity. But yeah, I hope it all goes well, and hopefully if it goes well, they will, you know, bring it out over here. So time will tell about that. But doesn't mean that anyone in any other country, UK, like where I am, or any other country, should stop. You know, still do your charity work. Yeah, just carry on, because ultimately it's not something you should do for the recognition. You should do it because it's a good thing, and you know, you want to do it. You know, really, this give back thing shouldn't make a difference to you doing that, in my opinion. So carry on if you do that sort of stuff. What was it? Oh yeah, Hasbro announced the Ecto Glow, the additional Ecto Glow stuff. So it kind of went a bit under the radar, some of that stuff. So you had the obviously they were showing off the box of the 4 Ecto Glow figures, which I believe are San Diego Comic Con exclusives, so that's going to be fun trying to get those. Yeah, and then what is it? So you had silhouettes on the card, and it showed Stay Puft and a Slimer. So it looks like we're going to get them in an Ecto Glow fashion. There's the Ecto Glow Ecto 1. So that's cool. Yeah, it looks really good. It looks good, you know. It definitely looks like something that would have come out back in the day. The big thing for me is the Ecto Glow Copter, which is something that was actually supposed to come out back in the day, and you know, I've done videos on this in the past. There's actually a picture of it in the 1991 Kenner Toy Fair catalogue. As there are some other bits that never got released because that's kind of when the line ended. So it's good to see something that they're making that is you know, was from back in the day but not produced. And it also looks like, going by the picture, that they're doing Lewis Tully. Now, whether they're going to... because they did Lewis Tully before, and there was a lot of people saying, oh, where's Lewis? Because obviously they're in the 4 GBs. But Lewis wasn't announced when they first announced those. So, but is Lewis going to be a separate figure? Or is he going to come with the Ecto Glow Copter? We'll have to wait and see. I think it would have been nice if they done Ecto Glow Janine as well. Because that is a figure they didn't do back in the day. There has been some great fan-made ones, but it'd be nice to see an official one. And I really hope that the fact they're doing the Ecto Glow Copter does make them bring out some other unproduced stuff. Because to me, personally, that is the sort of stuff I wanted when Hasbro started re-releasing this old stuff. You know, like, I thought it was good they re-released the Ecto, the 4 figures, the 4 main guy figures, and obviously Stay Puft and Slimer. After that, I wasn't really fussed about the Fright features, or even the Ecto Glows, to be honest. Although they're the rarest, it makes sense that they've done those. But for me, it was really more about getting that unproduced stuff, or maybe even doing stuff new, but in the style of that old stuff. I know they've been doing that with the Star Wars line recently, with their retro, or is it vintage collection? I can't remember which one they call it, because they've got different names of different toy lines over there. Yeah, so that's the sort of stuff I'd like to see. Yeah, so I guess my only disappointment really about Ghostbusters Day was we didn't really get anything new on the animation. I would have liked to have seen a trailer or some concept art or something, but we'll just have to wait a bit longer for that. But anyway, I've waffled on way too long. Let me know your thoughts on all the announcements, the merch. Did you go? Didn't you go? You're going to go next year? And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, keep on busting.
Want to give a big shout out to the Magic Ghostbuster. Hey Darren, very, very impressive.